Hello and good evening everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. This is Sunaina and I'm here to do an update and a reading for the Divine Masculine with regards to the Twin Flame journey, and the period is from March 1st to the 15th, 2019. Now, I have always said this and I'm repeating myself that you guys, y'all can, whenever y'all are called to watch this video, it's not time stamped, please do that. But for me, I have to take a date and a time because that's how I get the energies in the right place. Okay, now having said this, the twin flame journey, the ones that I am tapping into at this point in time, I have said this before and I'm repeating myself, it has different degrees of progress. So if you are not able to resonate, or your feelings and sentiments or your situations are not resonating with this reading, please toss it out of the window. But if it does, take it and run with it, because the energies I'm getting out of this reading for the Divine Masculine is the degree of progress that the twin flame journey for these people have already been made, and that is where they're standing right now over here. But for a lot of other peoples, you all might have gone far ahead, or some people might have just started the journey, or some people are still kind of midway over there. So a lot of varying degrees are happening in this twin flame journey. Okay, so whatever the energies I'm getting from this reading, ladies and gentlemen, is definitely that portion of the journey for those people with whom this reading will resonate. Now, having said this, this is a Pisces season, so there will be a lot of intuitive work that is going on with all zodiac signs, and even for people who are involved in the twin flame journey. This is the month of March, and for which the Pisces season, of course, is calling in for a lot of intuition and intuitive work in everybody, in their higher self, in their mental space, in their heart space, as well as in their 3D energy. You know, that's an overall thing, being like using your intuition, that's your overall guidelines. Okay, but at the same time, the cards are on my table, and what I see is what I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, having said this, the last cards in here, which I will show you, are the cards from the bottom of the deck. Okay, so sorry, so over here are the rest of the cards, and we will conclude each reading or each portion of this reading with the bottom of the deck card. Okay, now having said this, in the higher self, now for me, ladies and gentlemen, the higher self energy is a very important energy. I have said this in the love reading as well, because I feel it's for me that the higher self energy is what actually controls the rest of your energies, or the rest of your the actions that will happen, and which is all linked and interlinked with one another for sure, but definitely linked and interlinked with your higher self energy. Because if your higher self energy is in the right place, all the rest of the energies will follow in the right order. Okay, now having said this, ladies and gentlemen, in the Divine Masculine's higher place right now, he needs to have and hold his patience, guys. Okay, because definitely at this point in time, in the higher place, in the higher space, he is kind of, having a little bit of an impatient attitude, which is why the first card for me is a very important card, because this card is the card that tells you that, the rest of the energies that are going to follow is all linked again with the first card in every part of your reading. And first card for me, I don't know about the other people, But for me, the first card definitely spells out a lot more information, because you can relate the first card with the following cards in here, okay? So patience is what the universe wants him to have, ladies and gentlemen. For the divine masculine, he needs to keep his patience in the right place, even though it might be a little bit difficult for him, but that is what he needs to do in the higher space. And patience is needed for him to overcome the conflict and the defeat that has been bothering him, that has been triggering him for a very long time, okay? And with patience, he can overcome this conflict and defeat area of his life. You know, he will be able to accept whatever has gone wrong in his higher space, and he will be able to find a solution to overcome that problem in his higher space as well. With patience, he will also be overcoming the Three of Swords energy. This is for me a Three of Swords energy because of the heartache and loss, okay? So with that patience intact, ladies and gentlemen, he will be able to overcome these two important parts in his higher space that is still bothering him, that is still giving him trouble, that is still persisting and lingering and lingering in his higher space, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So for which he definitely will have to call in his patience in the right way, okay? His patience is what is going to resolve this issue for him in the higher space, as well as the fact that in his higher space, he definitely has to rest. He needs to rest. He needs to rejuvenate. He needs to bring back his energies in the right direction, and that will in turn will bring back his peace, his calm, his sense of composed state, everything right in the higher space. That is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, that he kind of takes care of himself in the higher space. Very important, because with all this, the bottom of the deck, that will help him to take care of his obstructions and obstacles that is still persisting in his zone, that is still persisting in his life, that is still triggering his problems, that is still triggering his heartache and his loss, that is still taking away his peace, his calm, composed state, that is kind of killing his energies, exhausting him, draining him, putting him through all that messy affair, guys, okay? So for him, I'm going to read the card backwards now. For him to kill this energy, for him to finish this obstructions and obstacles in his life, he will definitely have to bring that peace back into himself. He will definitely have to bring his composed state, his restful state, his meditative self back into his higher space, for which he will have to rest, he will have to take time for himself, he will have to rejuvenate his energies for him to become the person that he has to, by killing his Three of Swords energy, by putting an end to that heartache, pain, suffering, loss, grief, anguish, whatever those energies that is still persisting for him in the higher space, to overcome that conflict and defeat, the sense of not winning, the sense of not being victorious, the sense of having lost it all, you know, and that he will be able to do if he can keep his patience in the right place. To hold his patience, to hold his temper, to hold himself in the right place. It's not easy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's definitely very, very tough at this point in time, but this is what the divine masculine will have to do in order to cure his own higher self energy in this month, in the period of March 1st to the 15th of 2019, guys, okay? That is the higher self energy, ladies and gentlemen, towards the twin flame journey. But at the same time, before he can do anything, before he can persist in this, again, going forward, if he wants to move in the right direction, he will definitely have to believe in himself. He will definitely have to find the confidence back in himself. He will definitely have to find the self-esteem back in himself, with the Four of Wands kind of an energy, that stability, the, the happiness, the abundance, the joy, everything that he has to first bring back into his higher self by killing and finishing off the obstructions and the obstacles that has, like I told you, has been triggering his higher self for a very long time. Now is the time. Going forward, he will have to get rid of those energies one by one, little by little, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so Divine Feminine, again, as I have said before, this period of his change, of his transformation, of his rebirth, whatever is going on with the Divine Masculine, you guys will have to bear it. Give him support if you are in contact with him. If you are not in contact with him, send your vibrations, send your prayers, so that he receives the vibrations, he receives the prayers, and things will automatically improve going forward as well, guys. Okay, now having said this, in the mental space, not all, I just have one card upright which is coming in between the rest of the card, and the rest of the card are all in the reverse, guys. Okay, and then I have the card at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so the mental space energy at this point in time is, again, like his higher self. He's definitely going through that 10 of Swords energy, guys. Okay, now this card for me, whether it's upright or in the reverse, still talks about pain. A pain that is still persisting, a pain that is still lingering. Again, like I said, because of his higher self energy in the mental space, he's not being able to get rid of that pain, completely being able to negate that, completely being able to forgive himself and forgive the rest of the situations that has gone drastically wrong in his life, guys. Okay, which is why at this point in time he's not being completely able to give a rebirth to himself, but it will happen eventually. But at this time, he's fighting. The Divine Masculine is fighting with his higher self energy to kill that pain. Okay, to kill that pain, to finish it off, to give it a decent burial. Okay, he's definitely doing all that. At the same time, this is why he's not being able to move forward right away in this journey of the twin flame. Because he's fighting with this energy. He's definitely fighting with this energy. He's wanting to stop it. He's wanting to forget it. He's wanting to finish it. He's wanting to kill it. He's wanting to end it. Whatever you might want to say. Okay, but he is definitely fighting with this energy at this point in time, which is why this movement towards the twin flame journey right away is being halted. And it's also being halted because in the mental space, he's definitely being trapped. He's feeling the encumbrances. He's feeling the trapped position of himself. But at the same time, this card is, in one way, it shows you that the person is trapped in whichever situation this card comes out. Okay, but at the same time, this person, whoever is being trapped right now, this person is not trapped in that way. There are loose ends in here with the rope. Okay, so whenever that person wants, the person can free himself and walk away. Okay, this is not like being in prison, but at the same time, it is a prison from which he can escape if he wants to. Okay, so therefore at this point in time, he is fighting with that energy. He's wanting to, like I said, he's wanting to finish this pain. He's wanting to do all that, but at the same time, because his mind is focused in this area more so. He's not taking that step forward in the mental space to move ahead in this journey, and also because he knows that at this point in time in his mental space he is also feeling trapped with all the situation. Now the situation could be the third party situation, could be a karmic situation, could be a family situation, could be a psychological situation, emotional situation, and also the higher self grievous situation, the obstructions and the obstacles. Okay, whatever the situation is in the mental space, he's definitely feeling trapped, which is why even though he wants to move forward with his cup of love, even though he wants to be the knight in the shining armor for the divine feminine in this twin flame journey, he's in the mental space, he's not being able to really move forward. He's not being able to dream and envision or be a psychic, be a visionary at this point in time to give birth to that movement of love in his higher space right at this point in time. Because again, what he's doing is he is fighting with his fear, his terror, his dread, things that has been halting him for so long, things that has been putting him through a hard and difficult time, things that has been causing him to be fearful of this movement, to go forward, to bring his love forward, to the divine union, to the spiritual union in the twin flame journey, the love that he is wanting for himself and in the twin flame journey, it's being halted at this point in time because he is still under the shadows of the dark, of the night, But again, he is fighting to get rid of that shadowy part. He's fighting to kill those energies. He's fighting to get away into the sunlight from under the moon. He's crawling out. He's trying to bring himself out, guys. It's going to take him time. I have told this before as well. It's a process. And all divine feminines, it's my request, please have patience with your divine masculine. At this moment, in this time, in this period, guys, what you can do is pray for him, meditate for him, send him the good vibrations, and that is what is going to help the divine masculine to move away from all those difficult situations little by little, slowly, as each day goes by. Okay, and these all are happening, ladies. These all are happening because he is again trying, and not trying, he is definitely going to give this going forward a tower moment. He is going to give this a tower moment, the first card, and he is going to give this a tower moment, the middle card. Okay, and he is going to give this a tower moment, the last card. All these cards is coming up because he is wanting to give and kill all these energies that has been persisting, and that in turn will allow him to move forward in this beautiful journey, that will allow him to envision ideas, to bring ideas, to be a psychic from his subconscious state, to dream and fantasize on this beautiful love journey, on his twin flame journey, on with the divine feminine, the way he wants to shape your lives together at the same point in time. It is then that he will have the vision to envision what he wants to do with you and in the twin flame journey. At the same time, this is where he's coming to, to bring that love back in yourself, back in both of you, okay? To move forward in the right direction, to bring everything back to you in the right direction, to bring and proceed forward in this beautiful journey in the right direction. But for which, these are the three cards in here, okay? And this is a major arcana, and I have said this before, ladies. Major arcana for me is a big deal, okay? Whether it's one major arcana or two major arcanas, doesn't matter. One major arcana is a big deal for me. So this is the tower moment, okay? Being trapped, he wants to finish this. End this tower moment. He's done. This is the another tower moment. To kill his fears, to come out of the shadow, to get rid of his dread, the scary part that was actually giving him a lot of problems, that was killing his energies, draining him, exhausting him, making him feel tired, that is something he wants to end. He wants to kill that energy. At the same time, he also wants to kill that pain, the grief, the suffering, the anguish, to give a rebirth to his higher self, or to his mental space in the right way, even to the higher self, guys. Okay, so therefore, because I take this as a part of the higher space, the mental energy, because this comes immediately after the higher space energy, guys. Okay, so for me, these two segments of the reading is very closely connected with one another. They are all connected, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, these two connections, the higher space as well as the mental space, are both very well connected at this point in time with the tower moment, which is what he definitely wants to end going forward. And it's going to happen very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now, having said this, in his heart space, again, he is choosing the right direction towards his twin flame journey. He's wanting to move. He's wanting to go towards his love. He definitely wants that love to come back to him, no doubt about it. And that is the reason he's kind of fantasizing, he's dreaming, he's daydreaming, he's visualizing, he's giving his heart that little bit of a relief by going into the fantasy land at the same time. Okay, so in his heart energy, he's definitely fantasizing, he's definitely hallucinating, he's definitely up in the air, in the smoky place, because sometimes in life, being too practical all the time doesn't help you. And heart is a place where the dreams are stored. Okay, that's where your emotions are. That's where your sacred emotions are. And that's exactly from where you are able to seek and look into your fantasy, into your hallucinated world, into your hallucinations, into your daydreams, because that's what your emotions are telling you to do. This card is more so for me all about emotions. Your desire, your will, your ambitions, which is a part of your emotions, that he is using in the right direction in his heart space. And that he is doing, guys, because he knows. And this card has been coming out ever since the last couple of months. Or yes, I'm not mistaken. In every reading, I'm getting a card with the twin flame journey, with the divine masculine. I'm getting this card, the Wheel of Fortune, guys. So this is what he's fantasizing going forward. He knows his life is taking a turn. Okay, he knows his life is taking a turn slowly because of the Wheel of Fortune that is moving his destiny towards this love, towards his twin flame journey. And this is something that now, spiritually even, he's not juggling anymore, to either stop it or to either move it. Okay, in his heart space, he is learning to accept this journey. I have said this before. He's learning to bring this journey into himself. He's learning to absorb this entire process of the twin flame journey. I think my last video I said that he is now recognizing the twin flame journey, and this is exactly the reason why he's recognizing the twin flame journey, guys, because of this major arcana in here, in this, right in the beginning of this heart space reading, guys. Okay, and this is why he is now not juggling anymore. He's going with the flow of the situation. He's going with the flow of his heart. He is accepting whatever is coming to him at this point in time. But at this moment, even in his heart space, guys, he's not getting ready to move right away towards your love, towards your divine love, towards a twin flame journey. Like really move, like really move. Because again, and I'll tell you why. At this point in time, he's kind of absorbing. He's kind of enjoying that feeling. Okay, he's enjoying this idea that is floating into his heart. He's enjoying the thought of being with you. He's enjoying the thought of this twin flame journey. He's envisioning the day, and he's enjoying that moment. He's kind of building up the dreams that when the day comes, this is what we are going to do, this is how we are going to be, this is what we will be planning to do, this is what we should be doing. So this is the moment in his heart, ladies and gentlemen. He's enjoying at the same time because he knows that his wheel of fortune is actually turning towards this love destination. Nobody knows that better than the divine masculine at this point in time. And I have said this in my earlier reading as well, that nobody but him knows why this card is coming up in every one of his readings in the last couple of months, guys. Okay, so therefore he knows, he is accepting, he is not juggling with the situation to stop this card, to stop the twin flame journey, to halt the process of this wheel of fortune. He is not. He is not. He's learning to absorb it. He's learning to take it in himself. He's learning to become wise about the situation. His acceptance and faith is building up in this journey as each day and every moment of his life, guys. Okay? And that is the reason at this point in time, because he is enjoying the other side of his heart, his emotions, his sentiment. At this point in time, that is his focus. So he's not really moving towards this starting of this progress or starting of this process, but at the same time, he knows he will have to. He wants to move his chariot. He wants, he's not doing the offer right away. He's not giving you the offering right away to start this journey, but at the same time, he knows that going forward, he will definitely have to roll the chariot. And the chariot will roll, guys, okay? But at this point in time, he's not doing the offer. But this chariot will roll because of the wheel of fortune. These two major arcanas are sitting in his heart space, guys. Two major arcanas, big deal. Okay, let's be very honest in here. Two major arcanas talking about his wheel of fortune and the chariot means what? Anybody who knows a little bit of tarot will understand that these two cards are spelling a huge amount of success with a capital S. Okay? So this wheel of fortune, he knows, will move his chariot in the right direction. He doesn't have to really do much about it, but at the same time, that is the reason at the same time, he's not trying to force himself to build any situation in his heart, because he knows, guys, that this wheel of fortune and this chariot will move on their own. He doesn't really will have to, in his heart space, he knows that he doesn't have to push this. It will automatically build up by itself. Things are automatically going to flow into his zone, on his lap, onto his lap, ladies and gentlemen. So for which he doesn't have to build anything right away. He doesn't have to be an apprentice, because things are going to happen to him or for him and for the twin flame journey in the right direction because of these two major arcanas. And I am going to show this to you again because I'm absolutely thrilled. Okay, I am absolutely thrilled. And he knows this, guys. Like I said, he knows about this card. He knows his destiny is turning. He knows his fortune is turning, and not today. He knows it from the past couple of months. Okay, he knows that. Whether he says it or not verbally, whether he accepts it in front of you or not, that doesn't matter. But in his heart, he knows that. Okay, he knows all this, and he also knows that what he has to do in order to move his chariot in the right direction going forward, to even start building what might have been left incomplete at this point in time, he will definitely have to use his intelligence in the right way. Okay, and he knows this. So therefore, all these things is happening for a reason. Like I said, everything has a reason. Everything has a there is no happy coincidence in life. So he knows that. He knows that for him to move the chariot in the right direction, for him to start and roll the movement of love in the right direction, he will definitely have to use and clear his intelligence in the right way, guys. Okay, so in his heart, he is starting to build up all this, and this card again, I'm going to keep that in the middle in here, guys. Okay, because it's the bottom of the deck, and we will see how these energies are beautifully floating in on my table at this point in time. Okay, so therefore these two are the major cards in here. Major arcana sitting in here in his heart space. It's absolutely awesome, ladies. Okay, now having said this, ladies, having said this, in the 3D, I've got a little bit more than I probably needed, but I have taken all of it, okay? In the 3D, he's definitely going to rest in this period. He's not going to be moving too much. He's going to be resting. He's going to be meditating. He's going to be forgiving himself. He's going to be forgiving the other people. He's definitely going into the mode of being silent in the 3D. He's not talking much. He's not communicating much. He's not speaking much. He's not making too much of noise, because he's taking time to recuperate and rejuvenate by himself in the 3D as well. And that is the reason right now, he's not feeling stimulated. He's not very passionate about anything in life at this moment. He's not having the burning desire or that ambition to do anything right away. Okay, he's just taking things with the flow of the energy at this moment in time. Okay, he doesn't have that firecracker energy. For me, this card signifies that he's not chasing any adventure at this point in time. Neither is he chasing his passion in love or anything at this point, because right now he's busy and concentrating upon his own self-wisdom. Okay, but again, going forward, after he does this, because this reading is from the 1st to the 15th. After he does that, he definitely wants to move. So towards the second week, okay, he definitely wants to get up and move. The first week, he will be kind of in this little bit of a sober energy. I would like to say that. Calm, peaceful, sober energy. This is the first week. But from this going forward, end of the first week, beginning of the second week, March, he will definitely get up and want to move forward, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, he will definitely want action in his life. He will definitely want to talk about himself, about his situation, or he wants to interact with his divine feminine at this point in time. But he will definitely want to move, which is why he will again look for avenues. He will again look for situations that he can manifest in the right direction towards this love. Even if that means that he will have to use his little bit of trickery, his little bit of being street smart, deceptive, kind of a dishonest energy, but he will definitely use it in the right way. Okay, I mean, there is nothing right or wrong about this energy, ladies, because this is an energy that other people might say is a very deceptive energy, but for me, this deception is required as and when it is needed. Okay, so therefore this time of the year and this time of the period in his physical world, he definitely has to put this energy into use, and which is what he's going to be doing, because at the same time he will be shaking off that feeling of being left out in the cold that had been persisting along the way from his higher self into the 3D as well, where he was feeling that the vibrations of not having anyone around him, of nobody comforting him, of nobody showing him any light in the right way. Okay, that energy will automatically will disappear. It will go. And why it will go is because he is going to make this go away. He will find his way to make that happen, when this energy will no longer persist. because now at this point in time he will definitely want to move forward, like I said. And once he wants to move forward, he will definitely get rid of this energy. Okay, that will no longer trouble him. At the same time, in his physical world, he will no longer take stock of any situations going back and forth. What will happen if I do this? What will happen if I don't do this? What will happen if I sneak away? What will happen if I go to see my divine feminine? What will happen if I volunteer myself into the twin flame journey? How are my finances? Can I support this? Can I support myself? Can I support the twin flame journey? Where do I stand with my career, my profession? No, he's not going to be doing all that. No back and forth energy, because in the 3D at the same time, he's not fantasizing anything. He's not fantasizing about his situation in the karmic affair, in the third party situation. He's not dreaming, he's not fantasizing, he's not thinking, he's putting the third party situation to a rest in the 3D. Okay, he's not going to call it quits in the sense that he's not going to leave everything and walk away right away, but at the same time, he's not going to be paying attention, he's not going to be paying any heed to the third party's problem, to his family obligations, to his karmic relation, whatever the third party situation had manifested for the divine masculine. That is something he is definitely going to end, and that is the reason why he's not even looking for other options. If there is any, that way he can resolve this third party solution for himself or for his situation. He's not even looking into that because he knows it's a lost case, guys. He has accepted that in the 3D. Okay, so that is what he's going to be ending, and he is going to be looking for other places where he will be able to move forward. But at this point in time, if you see these 3 cards in here that came one after the other, he's not going to be looking back and forth to resolve any third party situation either at this point. And because of that, he's not looking back and forth to choose any of the cups that he must have felt otherwise in the previous times that he perhaps had to resolve this third party situation. He's not going back and forth with his desire, with his ambition, with his feelings towards a third party situation anymore in the physical world, guys. Okay, so that is what is completely coming to an end in the month of March 2019. From the 1st to the 15th, he is ending this predicament that had been halting his progress and had been halting his journey in this beautiful relationship, guys, okay, towards his twin flame. So in the 3D, he's definitely doing a lot of work. He's definitely going to be doing a lot of work, guys, at this point in time, and for which he's definitely feeling anxious. This is the bottom of the deck. Okay, he's definitely feeling anxious to resolve this issue, to find a better solution, to persist this, to persist his goal, his ambition, his life that he knows now what he wants. He has accepted, he has brought it forward to himself. He is feeling so much better in the 3D energy because he is killing some of those, not some, most of the negative vibes, but at the same time, in the 3D, he is also having sleepless nights because he now has to look into this in the right way to get rid of this problem in here. Okay, so that is what he is bringing himself to by the second week of March 2019, where he wants to completely cure himself of this third party energy. For that, of course, he will definitely have to go through his anxiety. He will definitely have to go through some troubled times. He might have to keep awake in the night a little bit, churning his wisdom in the right direction to bring back the right message and the right direction in his life to resolve all these issues, for him to open the door to move forward in the right way, guys. Okay, now if I look into all these energies at this point in time, the Tower moment that's coming to kill all the negative things, to bring back his intelligence, but at the same time, he will definitely have to go through a period of unrest, which is why in the higher self, he needs to rest and rejuvenate, because in the 3D, that is going to take a little bit of a backseat at this point in time in the month of March 2019, from the 1st until the 15th, guys. Okay, so he has to get a little bit of, he has to go through that. I mean, there is no two ways about it. He will definitely have to cross these energies. But like I said, to finish something in the physical world, in the 3D world, you know, which for so long he knows, whether you know it or not, Divine Feminine, of course you know it, but that didn't matter. Now he knows, he has accepted that, he's moving towards it, he's going towards it, he's, you know, and as time goes by, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is in this journey, in this process, in this status, okay, like I said, every journey has a status. Which status? Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, whatever. I'm not grading this, but at the same time, you know, wherever you guys are at this point in time in this journey, if you guys are in this place, like I have done this reading at this point in time, definitely at this moment, he is doing exactly what he needed to do maybe a long time before. But he did not have the guts, he did not have the, maybe I would say not just guts, but he did not even have the inclination to, you know, kill those negative energies. But now, like I said, Divine Feminine, you guys can help him even further by throwing the right vibrations, prayers, and right energies towards the Divine Masculine to help him in this process, because he is definitely doing or going to be doing a lot of work. Okay, so at this point in time in the Love Angels, it says new love for the Divine Masculine, for the Divine Feminine, and the Twin Flame journey. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Again, the Twin Flame journey is coming alive, guys. Okay, and you are not the new person, but again, for him in this journey, because of all the turmoils, of all the situations, definitely that love is going to take him a little bit of an effort that he has to make. There you go, make the effort. Okay, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, so therefore he is definitely making the effort, because he knows that the romantic feelings he has been keeping in hold, in check for a very long time, not letting himself allow to kind of absorb that. You know, he was kind of restraining himself from accepting that energy, because he knew, he was fearing the thought that if he gives way to this love, you know, it's going to kill him more so than kill you guys. Okay, so he was kind of protecting himself from getting hurt. He was protecting you at the same time, but again, Divine Feminine, he was doing so to protect himself. Okay, because he didn't want to get hurt again. He was scared of getting hurt in this, not in this process alone, but whatever has gone wrong in his life in the previous times too. Okay, so somewhere the thought about love was kind of making him feel a little bit scared. Okay, but now he's getting rid of that energy, and he is going to be making that effort to bring the love back towards both of you in the right direction in the spirit in time, by doing the work that he needs to do in order to move the chariot, in order to kill those energies, give himself the tower moment, to finish those, to bring his intelligence back in the right way, to use his energies. But at the same time, he will definitely have to go through a period of stress and anxiety. Okay, but he is going to be able to do that, and I'm very curious to see what the next part of the reading tells me as I do the update from the 15th until the 30th of March 2019. But as of this time, the 3D energy, the heart energy, the soul energy, as well as the higher self energies are in beautiful places, guys, because it's a process. Accept it, learn from it, take it, grab it, and move with a smile, in the right direction to bring back your love, to bring back your abundance, to bring back your happiness in the right way. With this, I end my video. Khuda Hafiz, God bless you, stay blessed, namaste, and see you soon once again.